John's a big Tiger supporter. He just got solar power installed. He used to spend $600 per quarter on power, but with his new bill plus Metro Solar Easy Payments, he's saving $169 per quarter from day one. That adds up to $88,000 after 25 years. So no, John can't own his power company, but he can own his solar system.
G'day Tiger fans, welcome to the Spotlight on round 11. It's the Dreamtime clash at the G Saturday night and it's brought to you by Metro Solar. Can't wait to get over there and we're joined by Daly again. It's going to be a huge game Saturday night.
Absolutely, it's obviously coming off a good win last week, helps with our preparation this week, and it's just a massive game for both clubs, but also because of the Dreamtime game as well, which is obviously 10th anniversary, is that right?
Yeah, 10th anniversary. It's become a great clash now, a real traditional clash.
Yeah, what's the score, do you know?
I think it's 4-5, so we can even the ledger at 5-all.
Right, okay. Oh well, hopefully it's 5-5 by Saturday night.
What about last week, Danny? The boys really must have got some confidence out of that. I know GWS haven't been setting the world on fire, but really we did smash them. Yeah, we did, and you know, they were pretty ordinary, as it's been mentioned in the media, but we can only control what we can control, and I thought the boys played some pretty good footy. We got our game going, our uncontested game going, and moving the ball as quickly as we could, and to kick 24 goals was a good result for us because we obviously haven't been able to impact the scoreboard over the last few weeks, so I think it's given us a lot of confidence going into this week. Helps when you kick straight too.
Yeah, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a fine line in footy, isn't it? Like if you can impact the scoreboard through goals, it's not only keeps you in the game, it probably keeps you well ahead of the opposition. And 29 shots against Melbourne is the second most they've had kicked against them this year, but 9 goals killed us.
Exactly. Well, let's have a look at the team, and the big story is obviously Big Ivan's back.
The big mullet's back. It's the
fans will be wrapped.
Oh yeah, the fans will be out in force. The wigs will be out, and it's really good for us because he's obviously a major part of our side, and our players just grow that much taller when he's around, and it automatically gives us probably a 2-goal head start, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to him playing, probably start him on the bench and bring him on 2 minutes into the game so I can hear the big roar.
Imagine the roar.
Get the players going. So it's a great story, and he's so important to our side and our structure that it's a good game for him to come back into. And
you're bringing him in form. He was outstanding in the VFL last week.
Yeah, he was. We obviously didn't get to see that game because they played at the same time that we were in Sydney, but watched the vision back during the week, and I heard he was good and how well he went, but watching the vision, he was outstanding. He ran something like 13 Ks during the game, and more importantly, his second half of the game, he just ran it out really well. So, and we know Ivan gives us that. He's almost like an extra midfielder for us the way he runs, and him and Hammer working in tandem. That's why we got Hammer here to work in tandem with Ivan. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Certainly. Well, you mentioned Sean Hampson. It's a big clash this week. Paddy Ryder and Bell Chambers now back in. Had a few weeks back. They're a formidable sort of contest in the ruck. Yeah, they are, and I think Essendon have struggled in the ruck because they haven't had Bell Chambers out there, so Ryder's had to do the majority of the ruck work. But when Bell Chambers in the ruck and Ryder's forward, they're a pretty hard pair to get up against. But the same game last year, round 9, their 2 ruckmen probably got hold of us, so it's a big task for Hammer. But with Ivan back, it'll make it easier for us. And again, more importantly, Hammer had a pretty good game last week. It's probably his best game for the club, and he goes into the game with confidence. So, the battle between the rucks will be a major one this week going into the result. Joe Watson, a star player, obviously, and having another really solid year. Is it like a Selwood situation where you don't really tag him or an Ablett because you can't stop these guys? They're going to do what they do, probably, aren't they?
Yeah, you're spot on, mate. I think the thing is trying to limit his influence around stoppage and getting it into uncontested. Like he's a champion of the game, and we know he's going to get his clearances, but if we can nullify how many he gets or put him under pressure, it's really going to be really important for us because he's probably the one that wins the footy for him and gets them out to their runners. So the more we can limit his work, not only around stoppages, but also he's very high up in getting possessions in the centre back area, which creates the run for him. So we've just got to nullify him as best as we can, and I think we've got a lot of contested ball winners in the side now with Thomas coming back in and Jacko and Kochi that hopefully they can nullify him in tandem.
What about their outside run? You immediately think of Stanton and Zaharakis, and I know Stanton got a hold of us in this game last year. I think he had 39 touches. Do you sit on one of them hard?
Oh, I think we will. We're still unsure which one we'll go to, but the thing in footy these days, it's really hard to sit on them all because you end up playing lapdog and chasing them around everywhere. But, you know, we've spoken about these two guys all week at our match committee, and we've got another match committee on Friday which will decide which one we go with, but we'll go with one of them, and then it's up to the rest of our midfield group to make sure that we win enough contested footy to limit the outside run of those guys. So I suppose if you look at the, you know, the 5 players from each club, you know, they've got Zarakis, Stanton, Goddard, Watson, as you've mentioned. Just trying to think of the 5th one that they got. Who is it?
Is it Hocking? Is it Hocking?
Or Heppel?
Heppel, Dyson Heppel. What are we talking about?
Yeah, the Heppel. So they've got their 5, and we've got probably, you know, Delidio, Cochin, Martin, Ellis, and Reece Conker to an extent. So whichever 5-some, as we call it, can get hold of the footy more will probably go a long way to winning the game. So
yeah, well, if you can control these sort of guys, it's really going to limit their ability to kick goals, because I was really surprised when I looked at their goal kicking. The top goal kicker is 10 goals, and it's the old boy Chapman and that man Stanton. So if we can stop their ball use and them getting it inside 50, it's hard to see where they get a score from at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, Chappie kicked 8 of his 10 goals in the first 3 rounds, so he obviously has only kicked 2 in the last 6 or 7 weeks. So our defenders have really got to be mindful and careful to make sure we don't give them any space, because sort of players, Chapman, Hardiman, Stanton, if you give them a bit of room, they'll take a mile, and that's when they get hold of the scoreboard. But you mentioned the inside 50s. I think the inside 50 differential will be an enormous KPI for us this week. Whichever side can get the ball inside 50 the most, I think will probably win the game. So yeah, looking at those figures there, it's
let's hope someone doesn't bob up now, and that's what you've got to be really careful of, don't you?
Absolutely. You know, Ryder playing more forward. He, I think the last year or the year before, he kicked 3 goals in the first half against us and hurt us. So yeah, while they haven't kicked many goals, they're a side that you just got to watch and make sure that we don't give them the opportunity to kick goals, as you said.
It's good to see a few different things last week. Stephen Morris did a great job on Heath Shaw, just annoyed him all day, and I think it would have been really good for him too, not having to worry about having goals kicked on him, and just be able to probably enjoy himself a bit more. Anything like that again this week, different moves?
Yeah, I think so. I think one thing you find when you're 2 and 6 that you got to try a few different things, and we obviously changed our ball movement a little bit, but we just thought that Morrow, you know, he's probably one guy that, you know, we've probably missed a Jake King down in the forward line, a bloke who shows aggression and can get into the opposition and, you know, work with our forwards, and we just thought Morrow, you know, versus Shaw was a good one for us. We thought we'd give it a crack and see how we went, and he did an outstanding job. I think Shaw had 13 possessions, but 4 or 5 of those were from kick-ins. So, and he's just such a ruthless, mean guy that he just did the job for us down there. But you look at their defence, and again last year in the same game, Dempsey and Hibbard tore us apart across half-back. So at this stage, we'll probably, you know, look at him playing on a Dempsey type, just to limit his run, but also to get off him, and he'll get a job again down forward. I've got him down there now, mate. He ain't going back. Trust me.
Nah, keep him down there. Thanks for joining us. You're going to wear your wig for Revan Saturday night?
I need to put something on my head, mate. I'm going balder by the minute. But yeah, it's, I've actually got a wig downstairs, so I might chuck that on, and hopefully he gets involved early in the game and get the crowd going, and hopefully we get, you know, 70,000-80,000 there to cheer us on.
Certainly do. We hope there's plenty of Tiger fans there. It's Dreamtime at the G. Saturday night, it's going to be a beauty. Big Ivan's back, but don't forget the VFL is playing here at Punt Road at 2 p.m, so come and have a look before you head over to the MCG. That's been the Spotlight on Round 11.